Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a banana pudding Rice Krispie treat. Let's begin. To get started on the recipe, you'll want to grab yourself a deep-sided pan, and into that place your butter, followed by your marshmallows and your vanilla. Then place on the hob over a low heat to start with, and keep mixing until everything is melted and the mixture becomes much smoother, and you won't be able to see a single trace of any ingredient. Once the mixture is smooth and glossy, you can then go ahead and add in the Rice Krispies and fold these in until they are fully incorporated. You're looking for them to be as coated as possible, so just keep stirring until they are. Then you can transfer this mixture into the base of a 9x9 inch square baking pan which has been lined with some parchment paper, and just place all of the mixture in and spread and level it out as best as you possibly can, compacting it down just a little to keep it in place. Then chill in the fridge until needed a little later on. I recommend chilling it because we're going to be adding other layers on as well that will need to be refrigerated later on. Once you've got it level, cover with cling film, put in the fridge and forget about it for now. So for the next layer, you'll want to make some creme patissiere or pastry cream. So into a pan, place your milk and vanilla, then mix them together until they're combined. Then place on the hob and keep mixing until it almost reaches a boil. But you can leave this aside while you can work on the egg mixture. So while the milk is coming up to temperature, grab yourself a small heat-proof bowl, and into that place your egg yolks and your sugar and whisk together until they are well combined. Once they are well combined, you can then add in the flour and whisk until that is fully incorporated. And when you add the flour, you will notice that the mixture does become quite thick. This is completely normal and what you're looking for, so just keep that in mind as it may be a little bit difficult to work with. Then you can go ahead and by this time your milk should have come up to temperature. You can pour in around a third of the mixture and just mix this in until it's fully incorporated. This is to help temper the mix and it'll stop it from scrambling in case you added it all in one go. So just do that, and then once that's incorporated, steadily add the rest of the milk and just whisk until it's fully incorporated. Keep mixing and mixing, then place back into the pan and place that pan back on the hob. And then you can just keep whisking, and you want to be quite vigorous with this mixing as it will thicken up very quickly. So just keep whisking and incorporate, and as you notice mine thickened up just like that, and then it'll get to this stage, and once it's thickened you can then stop mixing and take it off the heat and allow it to cool in the fridge. Then once the pastry cream has cooled, you can start to work on making the creme diplomat. So just whisk some cream until it reaches stiff peaks. That's all you need to do. Then take your pastry cream and just whisk that with a hand mixer or a hand whisk, whichever works best, just to help loosen it a little bit, and it'll make it easier to work with a little bit later on. You can then go ahead and add in around half of the whipped cream and just fold this into the pastry cream until it's fully incorporated. It will change the colour and consistency, but it does make a creme diplomat, which is just perfect for this recipe as it's like banana pudding in one go, but without the banana because we'll add the banana later on. Adding banana now would not work. Adding your other half of whipped cream and mix that in until it's fully incorporated. Once that's incorporated, you can then go ahead and add around half of the mixture on top of the Rice Krispie layer that you prepared earlier on. I eyeballed it, but feel free to wait if you really want to. Spread and level it out to get as level as possible. Then go ahead and top this with the banana slices that you have just cut. I cut mine a little bit earlier on and just coated them in some lemon juice, and this just helps to stop them from going brown even later on. Use the rest of your creme diplomat to place on top and just spread and level it out until you've got even coverage all over. You shouldn't be able to really see the bananas, but don't worry if you can, we'll be able to finish this off later on. Chill in the fridge while you make the topping. When you're ready to serve, make the topping, which is just cream, vanilla and icing sugar, and whisk until it reaches stiff peaks. Then just place on top of the mixture and just spread and level it out as best as you possibly can. It's a really simple recipe and I quite enjoy it. So it wouldn't be a banana pudding without the vanilla wafers, so I had some broken bits in the bottom of the bag. I just placed these on first, and then I used the whole wafers I've got and just place them on, indicating one per portion, and here's what mine looks like. I recommend chilling it for around half an hour to 45 minutes before you serve it. Then when you're ready, cut it into as many or as few pieces as you like. I went with 9 pieces, but feel free to do half of that, as these are very big portions, and although it's not overly sweet, it is a sweet treat, so you want to keep that in mind. I won't lie, banana pudding has become a bit of my personality ever since I tried it in New York. There was this little bakery that wasn't the main chain like Magnolia, which just blew it out of the water for me, and when I asked them how they made it, they actually told me how they made it, and this is how I got the idea for the recipe, so thank you very much to those. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description, there'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog, and links to all my social medias. But that's all for today, I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.